All right. How do we get our values? John,
Well, Ken,
where do they start? Where do these things start? Because everyone's got them.
of course, like anything else, it starts when you're a kid.
Yep.
Usually happens really early, around 5 years old, 6 years old, around there. Values are just pretty much built from things that we perceive we're missing in our life. So if it's missing, we want to achieve it or attain it. So for example, back in the day, as I said a story about my brother going on holidays with my uncles and aunties, and I used to always be left at home.
That's right, yeah.
In this situation, I must have been around 6 years old, 7 years old, I believe. And I made a mental note to myself that once I'm at legal age of 18, I'm going to travel the world. I'll be independent, have my passport, I'll have money by that time. No one's going to restrict me from doing anything, and I'm going to fucking travel my ass off.
Yeah, bravo.
So traveling, freedom became a value of mine.
That's it. Because that's what you felt was missing.
Exactly. So that's one example of values. And then now, there's a flip side to that. There's also values that assist you in your life and values that take away. So you're more or less chasing the value.
Yeah.
But usually they happen, at an early age because you feel that you're missing something.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And your values can be, like a lot of times, obviously, as we say, your voids give way to your values. That's how we remember this shit.
That's right.
And if you don't know your values, just look at like, fuck, what am I always chasing? What's that thing I'm always trying to do? Why do I feel that I'm compelled to do certain things?
Correct.
Obviously, in your case, your parents and they held you back from going on this trip with the family. All right. Maybe that happened more than once, who the fuck knows? But there was always everybody else can do this, but you can't do this.
That's right. I felt restricted.
That's it. And that fucking pissed your shit off, you know what I mean? It fucked you up inside. As far as like, straight away, you thought you were different to these people. You thought, you were missing out.
Guaranteed.
Of course. And that burns you in a certain way. And that sets the trend for like, fuck this, when I get a chance, I'm going to go all out. I'm just going to do whatever I've got to do. And I want my fucking freedom.
Correct.
Yeah, that's right. And I felt the same. I had the same shit going on when I was younger. And like even with school and that, a lot of people aren't for school, whatever. School or school settings, class, and that feels restrictive. You go to school, you think like, what the fuck am I doing here? I'd rather hang out with cunts or whatever. And a lot of these institutions, schools and that, it just makes you feel like it's like a prison. You rock up there. These people, they teach you the 9 to 5, the whole
sometimes
system.
people feel that they're there for against their will.
Yeah, correct.
School doesn't go, I don't go with school. School doesn't go with me.
No.
I don't want to be here. I'd rather spend my time doing something I like.
That's right.
Even from an early age, you still know these things.
That's right. And I felt that kind of trapped thing that you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, cuts are holding you back. So, naturally I'm always trying to find my own business, like do my own thing, very lone ranger kind of cunt.
Yeah.
And that's a value of mine. It's a value of ours, obviously. We want that freedom.
Of course.
It's a big one. A lot of people feel that. They feel trapped in that and they want to, get out. Conversely, acceptance. The reason why we don't accept ourselves is because we didn't feel accepted. So our value turns into, I'm looking for acceptance all over the place. And so you spend your time going around trying to find people that's going to validate you in that way.
Correct. And another thing would be love. There's so many of these things.
Yeah.
So love, I felt that my parents didn't love me.
Correct.
And you'd say that, every parent really loves their child.
Yeah.
But love could be in different forms. Love could be, let's say your parents were working 24/7 and they didn't give you attention. someone can relate that as they didn't love me enough. They loved money rather than spending time with me.
That's right. They chose that over me.
That's right.
That's right.
And later on, if you have to put that in your mind, later on, you're going around, as you said, acceptance is one thing, but also trying to find love. And that might be in your spouse.
Correct.
Finding the person who's going to really love you for you.
That's right. But obviously that love always is representative of value. The love and the value is hand in hand.
That's right.
When you don't get it from your parents or you perceive that you didn't get it, that like takes a value off you.
Yeah. It's always perceived.
Yeah, bravo. It's
yeah.
always perceived. Yeah, bravo,
Yeah.
bravo. That, you might not be in the situation.
That's right.
Now, not to say, obviously some people do really get fucked up.
They do.
But the love, it's an interesting one because you said love. Now, love, is that a value? It's the core. It's like love is like the economics. How do I explain it?
Love is just basically
the foundation of.
Yeah, love is a lot of things, but again, it's to perceive that I didn't receive love. But for example, your parents, my parents had a takeaway business when they were younger.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, when I was younger as well.
Yeah.
And my parents were working, 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts, blah, 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 right?
That's it.
Now, if I perceived, with the example I used before, if I perceived that my dad's money hungry and he spent more time trying to make money rather than spending time with me, he doesn't love me, that's my perceived he didn't love me. Correct. But really the truth is that this guy here is running a business to provide for his family, and back in those days you've got to be working your ass off to make some kind of income.
That's right. What are you going to do?
That's right. That's what's needed.
Correct.
And you can't do two things at once. You can't be enjoying life and running a business at the same time.
Correct.
But it's the perceived that's the problem.
That's right.
And I had it as I'm missing. It's missing from me.
That's it.
So, but love in general it is a value.
It's like,
but also not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. I don't think you're looking for the love per se.
No.
It's almost like.
Yeah.
It's like there's a scale. Love is it's the love scale.
You define it as love.
Yeah.
But really, it's attention.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you're not. What I'm saying is, so you're like, oh, my dad's working too much.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of parents work too much, blah blah blah, and or you might see that one of your siblings gets more attention than another, than you or whatever. So what happens is, it's like if love was a scale, every time you see something taken away from you, it's like, oh, you got 25% off sale on the love, your love, but your love to yourself. When you think, oh, this person's giving some of their love somewhere else, you already take it from you.
That's right.
Your personal value or your love.
In the scale of love for you.
Scale of love, you know what I mean? Let's say it starts at 100 when you're born.
Yeah, let's say it's a battery, for example. When you run, 25% of the battery is missing.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, you're not fully charged.
Everyone starts with 100.
Yeah.
It's pure fucking gold.
Yeah.
And then we learn and we're like, all right, nah.
Yeah.
This person doesn't love me. This person doesn't love me. Boom, 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 boom.
And then you're running a fucking no power.
You're running a no power.
Yeah.
That's the value, the self value.
That's right.
That's the self esteem.
That's right.
And that's what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's again.
And yes, a lot of people are looking for love.
Yeah, that's right.
To fill that battery back up.
So a good analogy what you said with the battery, because these values, let's say, the more you're chasing these values, you're draining more of your battery. Let's say, for example, in the same analogy. So in that sense, you're draining more of your self-love.
Yeah.
Your self-esteem is going down.
Yeah. Or rather, it's never getting filled. It's never getting full, sorry.
Yeah, you're not on full.
You're not gonna get full.
Yeah, that's right.
You're not budging from there.
Yeah, you're not running at optimal.
You're not running at anything.
Yeah.
You will never fill it up.
That's right.
To get back to 100%, that's where the self-love comes
Of course.
in, and it's all got to do
Of
with
course.
that. But bravo, yeah, the battery one's a good one.
Yeah.
But another thing, like that's why, what you're saying is going in the minus. You can go in the minus,
Of course.
because a lot of people, they fuck around with drugs and
Alcohol, whatever, yeah.
whatever, any kind of abuse, that kind of style. Like
Food.
that's right. What a friend of ours said to me the other day. Their friend got into drugs. What happens? What happens? What the drugs do is because you have a way to feel good at your fingertips. So you snort the line, you fucking smoke the crack.
The instant gratifications, we call them.
Bravo.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you can just do those drugs at the fucking
Drop of a hat, yeah.
drop of a hat. They give you that thing to get through the day. Let's say. All right.
right.
So it's like I didn't have to work for this, whatever.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel good temporarily. Now.
Yeah. The Band-Aids.
It's straight Band-Aid. But what happens is, because that's all you do, you're never filling up that battery.
No.
All you're doing is you're actually corroding the battery. You see, you fucking take those things out, let me see the
That's
fucking
right.
thing's fucked, right?
Yeah.
It's like oozing out, right?
That's right.
You're not filling the bank or the love charge or whatever the fuck you want to call
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
And you're staying in, you're just feeding straight darkness, straight insecurity, straight
Yeah, straight corrosion to the battery.
it's just fucked.
Yeah.
It's just fucked. You're keeping that thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You're drawing power when you don't have that power to give.
that's right. And you're borrowing power.
Yeah, where's that charge, where's that energy coming from? It's got to come fucking from inside. And that's
Exactly.
why it fucks you.
Yeah. So the more exactly the more things that you feel, as we mentioned before, that they're missing, the more drained you're going to be feeling. That's why some people are at different levels in life.
Correct.
Some can be achieving more than others. It's because they've got less weight on their shoulders or in their mind, really.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
And then you're wasting that battery also by chasing these so-called values.
Correct. Correct.
And as you said with a friend before, that these people here are chasing these false values.
Okay. Yes. Yep. They're chasing the false values. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And what do we mean by false values?
So, values, there's two parts to values. That I value something. For example, I value my health. Not because I was unhealthy. I just know that by being healthy, I can live a better life. That is a value.
That's right.
Now, I'm not going out of my way to chase the value. I just know it's a thing, and I know for me it works. Eat healthy, work out. Now, that's a positive side of values. The flip side to that is the false value, is that basically because I thought something was missing, as we said before, in my life, I'm chasing to fill it up, to fill myself up. And let's say, for example, it might be love. Okay?
Let's say
for somebody.
Let's say acceptance.
Acceptance.
Let's say you think that you're missing your value. I want to be accepted.
That's it. So basically, I felt that I wasn't accepted when I was younger. So I go out of my way, trying to impress people. Okay? And by them giving my acceptance, like, oh, John's all right. John's a good bloke. It fills me up.
Fills you up.
Yeah, exactly. It's another instant gratification.
Correct.
Temporarily
Yeah.
fill up.
That's right. It's a scarcity. It comes from a place of
That's
scarcity.
right. And because it doesn't last, you're always chasing. You're an addict.
That's right.
So that's the positive side and the negative side of values.
Sweet. So because you're coming from a negative place, why is it that when we lead with that negativity, that scarcity, so for instance, you want to be accepted, so you're finding friends and girlfriends, all right, your peers, and you're putting yourself in a situation where they're going to give you that validation, but it always seems to come in a negative way.
Exactly.
Like what you chase runs from you kind of thing.
That's right.
So you get involved with women who might be emotionally unavailable.
Yeah.
They don't want to give you that thing.
Yeah.
Like that kind of scenario, you know
Of
what
course.
I mean? Or you might hang around with friends that treat you like shit.
That's right.
You're always with the wrong people, and you don't know why. And you might know these people. You might know people in the same situation where they're in a friend or a relationship where they're copping dicks, and you're
100%.
thinking like, why are they stuck in that situation?
That's right.
Because obviously they're addicted to that style. They know they want to keep on. See, the ego says this is the place where you're going to get it.
Yeah, this is a feeling that you want, and this is where you're getting it.
Correct, but it's always a constant like carrot dangling kind of situation.
Correct.
Where you might get a glimpse of like, I'll give you a bit, but you're so starved from this feeling that you hang out for the littlest form of this value.
That's right.
All right, this little acceptance. Like your missus, 9 out of 10 times might say fucking, you don't have your shit together, you're a fucking useless
Yeah,
cunt.
yeah.
But then one time she might give you a little pat on the
I
back
love
and say,
you.
yeah, I love you, and you're fucking over the moon.
100%.
It's because you're fucking starving.
Exactly. And it happens a lot in relationships, to expand on that.
It has to.
That basically, let's say my girlfriend says to me, I love you. And I was missing that. And once she says that, I feel accepted, I feel loved. Okay? She might say that once a year. You know what I mean? Or let's say, once every 6 months. Okay? So let's call it 5% of the time I'm with her. 95% of the time, she treats me like shit.
That's it.
I'm the doormat, and from what you're saying,
Disrespect?
yeah, disrespect all that, right? And from what you're saying, your friends who are onto it are saying, hey mate, change your girlfriend, get out of the situation, she's not for you. And you're no, it's all right, she's fine, because she gives you that 5%.
Oh,
But that 5%, which this is the crazy part, that 5% outweighs the 95%.
yes.
Like you're starving from this feeling so much, okay, that 5% overrides the 95%. You don't even look at the 95% that she treats you like shit, it overpowers it. And you think that's not, by numbers wise, that's not logical.
That's right.
How could you live with somebody that treats you like shit and all it takes is that one, I love you, to cloud your judgment?
Because we've got a low battery,
That's right.
meaning we've got low self-esteem.
That's right.
So we love that. And that means, if anyone's listening, that means you're fucking starving. That means you're not giving yourself the thing you need. You're not filling your own battery. That's why that's why people can cope with being treated like shit, like
That's
they're saying,
right.
for so long.
That's right. Exactly. And it comes into a bit of an awareness as well, that some people are not aware of this 95-5 situation, right? The people that are aware of it, let's say because your mates do pull you up and say, hey, I care about you, this is going on, it's no good. Okay? Again, the self-esteem and the awareness to make the change is another hurdle altogether.
Oh, forget about it.
So you've got the not aware to the aware.
That's right.
Okay? The person that's not aware, no problem. The person that's aware, they know they have to make the change. And that's where the self-esteem is, I can't do this. Because if I leave this relationship, who's going to love me?
Correct.
And especially with society these days, social media and the conventional wisdom, is that it's hard to find people. It's hard to find really good people. So better the devil I know.
That's it. And that's part of the whole part of that scarcity situation.
Exactly. So they'd rather stay in the shit, at least I'm getting 5%, rather than nothing.
Correct. So back to the kind of false value, this person gets into situations where they don't belong, essentially, which works against them. Yeah, they get that feeling, but they don't really get that feeling. I mean, that's another telltale sign that you're not in the right place.
Let's say they get the feeling like for 1 second out of the 6 months.
Correct.
Sweet, no problem.
That's right. But that's no different. See, we're all addicted in that case. We're all addicted to our values, right? We're all chasing,
Guaranteed.
the thing we want. And it doesn't have to be a drug, but that's why it's so hard to quit. That's why it's so hard to see that, this is bad for me. Because you're not addicted to a substance. You're addicted to, it's a feeling, a dopamine or kind of a serotonin or whatever the fuck. There's a chemical reaction that happens when you get this thing that you've been missing. It's like being on a diet for fucking Not even been out there. So you're in the desert. I haven't drank water for fucking 10
That's
days
it,
there,
that's
and
it.
I see some fucking a bottle of water. You're gonna fucking
Yeah.
drink that thing through your nose.
That's it. And you're grateful for it as well.
Fuck, you're fucking slapping cuts.
100%.
It's gratitude here.
Yeah.
It's like reverse gratitude.
There you go.
It's like the ego forces you to be grateful with fucking crumbs. Like you're not humble if you're selling yourself short.
No.
That's a muffin. That's a muffin. That's like a that's like a fucked up version
Yeah.
of humbleness, right?
That's right. That false version, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, look, it's this instant gratification obviously does not last. And people just don't know any better, for sure, the general population anyway. And the people that do, again, like I said, you need the energy to make the change.
Correct.
And then that's when it comes with, let's say, mentors or people that you admire, look up to. There is a way. So for the listeners out there is ways. If you're going through this same situation in different forms, there is ways. And the way is to get your self-esteem.
That's it.
Okay? Fuel your battery up.
That's it.
So the medicine to this is if you're feeling that you weren't accepted, you start accepting yourself.
Has to be.
And then you're no longer looking for it from somewhere else or for something else.
That's right.
And then that's one. And you might have multiple of these. One at a time. And again, you start filling up the battery, 10%, 15, 25, whatever it might be. To eventually till you get to 100% and you're at optimal.
Yep.
So, yeah, at the end of it, it's just not chasing. Stop chasing, start feeling.
Yeah. That's right.
And yeah, start accepting, yeah.
Yeah. So, and also the moral of the story, I mean, obviously, you know, everyone always says you got to, you know, you got to give to yourself before you can give to someone else.
Yeah.
And you're thinking to yourself, yeah, but how can I give it to myself?
Yeah.
All right. But obviously, it's not easy at the start. Obviously, you don't know because you always think, the brain thinks I need to get it. The
That's
ego
right.
thinks I need to get it from somewhere.
That's right.
Now, if you're someone who's looking for acceptance, because acceptance is a big one.
It is.
That could be fucking the most popular one.
Yes.
All right. So, you know, we can list fucking 50. And
Of course.
we'll go through them at a later stage.
Yeah.
But if you're someone who's looking for acceptance, you think to yourself, all right, what is it about myself I don't accept? And guaranteed, you'll be fucking listing shit.
100%.
It's not just like,
It is a practice you've got to go through.
yeah, there'll be things you don't accept about yourself.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, fuck. So, is it because I don't accept myself, I'm trying to find acceptance in others? That's 100%.
Guaranteed.
This is not like a magic
Yeah.
woohoo fucking thing.
No.
This is a real thing. So you got to look at what you don't like about yourself, and pretty much you got to turn your mind around. You got to think, how do I correct these things? Is there something I can do? Is it because, you know, do I lack a skill in something? You know, if you're too short, all right, get the fuck over it. You got to accept yourself. You fuck.
Yeah,
You know,
this physical stuff, yeah.
yeah, you guys with the physical stuff, you know, everybody can get better looking, healthier, fitter, more jacked. That's within our power.
Yeah.
All right, the things you can't do, all right, relax. We're not doing surgeries to extend our legs and getting taller.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah, that's right. We're not doing that. But certain things, you can always look better. You know, if you look down and you see you got a fucking stomach, mate, you know what you need to do.
Exactly.
They know what the fuck they need to do. This is an easy one, people.
Yeah.
All these physical things are fucking, you've got it in the bag. You just got to
Guaranteed.
do the shit.
Yeah, you got the ability to do this.
Yeah, correct. You know, all kind of physical appearance stuff, you can enhance yourself. You can be a better you. Now, if you think you lack, well, you don't know how to speak properly, you can't communicate, whatever the fuck, you're scared, you're nervous, all these things are skills, all these things that can be improved. And all these things, obviously, when you give them to yourself, you show yourself, your subconscious, that you're loving yourself. That's what self-love look like, and that's when you start filling up that battery.
That's right.
Now, not to say your value, yeah, you still want acceptance. But what happens is that shit doesn't run you after you give it to yourself. You're not chasing it from somewhere else because you've already given it.
That's right.
If you've already done the work, what do you need? I don't need to get it from fucking some bitch
Right
down
across
the road.
street, exactly, yeah.
Correct. I don't need to get it from there.
That's right.
So you're filling up that battery, and doesn't mean you don't appreciate it coming from other people. But I guarantee you, once you give it to yourself, the quality of person that you run into, they will accept you as you are, the way you really want.
Yeah.
Now it's one of those weird things like, oh, what do I want the acceptance if I've already given it to myself? But that's the whole thing of that. That's the whole thing.
But you don't want the acceptance, because if you've given it to yourself, you don't want it, and you're not looking for it, and you're not chasing it.
Correct.
Now, you can identify it in other people.
But you will get it.
You'll definitely get it.
You'll
definitely get it.
It's a weird one.
Yeah, you'll definitely get it.
But you don't need it.
But you don't need it. That is the difference.
Correct.
Now, we're not saying you're in a good relationship, or you're in a relationship, really, and you don't need love from your missus.
That's right.
Because you've got self-love. That's stupid.
Correct.
Now, you obviously want love from your missus, because what's the point of being with her?
Correct.
But I don't need her love.
Correct.
There's a big fucking difference here. It's a small little pivot, but it's huge.
Yeah, it's kind of like you've shifted into like an abundance.
Yeah.
And the feeling, it's a different feeling.
It is.
It's like, you're going to make money to know you don't need it.
Yeah.
It's one of those weird ones that cross each other out.
Exactly. It's a scarcity thing that we're talking about. That, again, let's say maybe they'll understand it better with money.
Yeah.
If you're a billionaire, you don't need more money. Now, if more money came, you're definitely not rejecting it either.
Yeah.
It's the same thing here.
That's right.
But if you're broke, you definitely need money.
Correct.
And the scarcity is that I need it now or I'm going to die.
Correct.
And then it ain't going to come.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this whole fucking filling up the battery.
That's right.
Because if you want inside yourself and you've got values and you want those values to come to light, all right, you must give it to yourself, because like attracts like.
Spot on.
You got to be the cunt before you get it from another cunt.
That's it.
That's the way all the system
That's
works. It's a hard one to get in the fucking head.
Yeah,
man.
it is, but correct. But also, these things here, the solution here for most of these issues is writing shit down. Spending the time going in a quiet place and writing things out. Because they say the mind that created it can't solve it.
Correct.
So if you write it down, you're seeing it as a third person.
Yeah.
And you start tackling these things, and one step at a time, and you're identifying. And you'll see real quick, for people that haven't done this before, you'll see real quick when you start listing some stuff, your mind's going to go blank. You're going to try to convince yourself that, oh, I'm sweet.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
But you've got to push through.
That's it.
And persist and get a few of them on paper.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And also, we're blessed with having each other. We've got that growth mindset. We want to go to the top. We want to just keep growing fucking till we're dead.
That's it.
And we've got that, if you can find another person that kind of wants to be more than they are,
yeah,
and you can bounce things off, it's the best fucking thing
that's
as
it.
well.
That's it. That's why, look, we said about, getting a mentor. If you find somebody that you vibe with, fucking pay them.
Fuck, forget about it.
It's an investment.
The learning curve.
That's right. Now, if you don't find anyone that you pay, you could have a friend, or you can have somebody at work, whatever, and start a mastermind group. 3-4 people together and spitball ideas, whatever, that are on the same path, on the same sort of level.
That's right.
On a weekly basis. And it does help to have that second or third person.
Fuck, forget about it.
So that's, that's helped us.
If you're close, it's even poof.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah, no one does really anything alone, really.
Correct. And you want, obviously, goes back to having good friends as well. You know what I mean? Just straight up, like, what are you doing? Are you doing the right thing? Are you fucking around?
Yeah, accountability.
Yeah, people, those real friends make you feel that feeling where, it makes you feel like a bad cunt. You know what I mean? It's not, friends aren't there to just fucking mess up
Yeah.
your ass or whatever the fuck you
Yeah,
call it.
yeah, exactly. Always support you in every fucking thing you do, even if it's wrong.
Yeah, you need that little bit like challenge or
Yeah.
someone to,
That's right. Accountability, that's it.
It's accountability time.
They pull you up when they say it shows that you're going off course.
Correct. Correct.
And they're the true friends, the ones that really pull you up. The ones that are like, anything you do, these guys love you. You get rid of those people.
Yeah.
Because, we all slip up, we all got flaws, we do mistakes all the time.
It's like yes men.
Exactly. So, yeah, look, it's a life journey. We all have these values and these voids. But like I said, if you're really serious about changing, start writing them down, start tackling these things. And one step at a time, you will change them. It's guaranteed. I mean, it's happened for us. So,
Fucking oath. And you know what? The camera, filming yourself as well.
yeah, of course.
Because I was telling that the other day to my mate. I go, why don't you record yourself in the camera? I go, it's not this. I think David Goggins talks about the accountability mirror.
That's right.
But the accountability fucking camera, I think, is better than the mirror.
Yeah.
Why is it better than the mirror? Because it feels like the camera
Is your audience.
is an audience. Someone you're like almost speaking to someone.
Yeah.
You're like on air now.
That's right.
It's something
Yeah,
about the camera.
Yeah, you're different because you're on live.
You're on the record.
Yeah, you're on the record. Well done. But also, yes, that's one of the positives. Also, another positive is that you can come back to it.
Yeah, but I'm fucking
You could see the change after, 6 months, a year.
That's right.
Like how I was, how I am.
Yeah. Just listening to it once you do it, like it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, how's this cunt sound?
Yeah,
Like,
you'd be blown away.
it's like fresh ears.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
your own ears.
Yeah, you'd be blown away from the results you'll get over a certain period of time.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. Sweet.